Hi, everybody. What's up?
Hi. What's up, homies?
I hate that so much.
Boom.
Today, oh wait, I'm Hannah. And I like being scared, but also I don't.
I'm Abby Jo, and I like being scared, but I will be terrified for the next 3 nights at least.
At least. So today, with that being said, we're going to read some scary stories.
I'm not terrified.
We found this website off of HuffPost called 12 Terrifying Ghost Stories You Shouldn't Read Alone.
So we're not alone.
We're not alone. We're going to read them. We're going to go back and forth. So there's 12. We're not going to read them all. But, like, I'll read one to Abby. She'll read one to me.
We'll do that.
Bing, 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 bing. Okay. The first one. Oh, so the intro to the whole thing says, whether you believe in ghosts or not, it's tough not to get freaked out when you're alone and you hear something bump in the night or even hear a voice.
Oh!
The stories below will freak you out, so it's best to read these with someone. Preferably a friend and not a stranger you've decided to creep up behind on the street. Okay.
Okay.
Easy enough. This is my friend. This first story is called The Cell Phone. We have our spooky lighting here again.
And our spooky dog.
Yep. So, our howling ghost behind the door. So, the cell phone. It's not very long, so. You ready? Are you scared? A couple of months ago, my friend's cousin, a single mother, bought a new cell phone. That's it.
That's terrifying.
After a long day of work, she came home, placed her phone on the counter, and went to watch TV. Her son came to her and asked if he could play with her new phone. She told him not to call anyone or mess with text messages, and he agreed. At around 11:20, she was drowsy, so she decided to tuck her son in and go to bed. She walked to his room and saw that he wasn't there. She then ran over to her room to find him sleeping on her bed with the phone in his hand. Relieved, she picked her phone back up from his hand to inspect it. Browsing through it, she noticed only minor changes, such as a new background, banner, etc. But then she opened up her saved pictures. Oh gosh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared already. I haven't even read it. I'm so scared. She began deleting the pictures he had taken until only one new picture remained. When she first saw it, she was in disbelief. Oh gosh. It was her son sleeping on her bed, but the picture was taken by someone else above him, and it showed the left half of an elderly woman's face.
Well,
that was scary.
I'm scared. Are these true?
It doesn't say. I hope not. We're going to say they're not true.
Okay, I'm not going to do this one because it's real long. I'll do the rocking horse.
Okay, oh gosh, okay.
The rocking horse. One night when I was maybe 10 or 12, 10 to 12 actually, dash, I had trouble falling asleep. My bedroom was the entire top floor of our house, with my bed and such being on the left and storage closets and a play area being on the right. I was lying in bed when I heard a noise from the other side of the room and see a rocking horse begin to rock. This is my biggest fear ever, like a rocking chair. Ooh, we turn. It was sitting just outside one of the storage closet doors. It proceeded to rock its way halfway across the room and stopped dead under the ceiling light. At this point, I was freaking out and just buried my head under my blankets and never peeked out again until morning. That's what I would do. It was all confirmed to not be a dream, as the rocking horse was still in the middle of my room when I woke up. Furthermore, I got a stern reprimand from my parents for being up out of bed playing with my toys well past my bedtime. Their bedroom was directly below the storage closet play area and had heard the creaking of the rocking horse shuffling across the room. That sounds like a true story.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Shoot, we shouldn't have read these.
Also, this is scaring me because I'm afraid something's just going to pop out from behind it in like a second.
Like Dad. Oh, that was good.
The grandfather. Dang it. This one's really short. My grandfather told me this story about how one time he was sitting in a chair in front of the house when he heard his wife repeatedly calling him from inside the house.
Okay.
The thing is, my grandmother passed away a few years before that.
No, she didn't. Mm-mm.
But he told me that the voice was so pressing that he actually got up to look inside the house. And as soon as he got inside the house, doesn't say that, but I just said the on accident. As soon as he got inside, he heard a loud crash behind him and turned to see that the chair he had been sitting in moments ago had been crushed by the cast iron gutter that fell on it. If he hadn't come inside the house, he would have probably been seriously injured. I don't know if it's paranormal or not, but every time I think about it, it sends chills down my spine.
It is paranormal. The grandma was trying to kill him.
No, the grandma was trying to save him.
Oh, save him.
She was calling him from inside the house, and he got up, and then something fell on the chair he was sitting in. But if he hadn't moved, he would have died.
Okay, well, the grandma thing is definitely paranormal.
Yes, I'll happen. Next! That one wasn't that scary, just kind of sweet.
The crib. Here we go. This is called The Following. My older sister has a ghost that's following her around for years. Wow. I lived with her once for about 3 months, and so much weird stuff happened in that time. All my sister would say to me when I mentioned it was that her ghost didn't like me being here. Things like going to bed with everything locked up and switched off, and waking up in the morning with the back door open, lights on, and the kettle switched on. One night, my sister and I were getting ready to go out, and I'd asked to borrow her liquid foundation.
Of course.
I used it and put it back where she kept her makeup. 10 minutes later, she's asking me for it, and it was nowhere to be seen. She accused me of taking it and made me buy her a new one, and refused to listen to my side of the story. About a year or so later, when she was packing to move to a new house, she found the makeup in a shoebox with some old letters. The shoebox was in a zipped-up suitcase that was underneath her bed. Here, Rocco. But probably the most scared I ever felt was one afternoon when I was the only one in the house, which never happened as 4 other people lived there. I'd arrived home from work and headed straight to the bathroom. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Straight to the bathroom. All the doors, windows, etc. were closed. I was standing in the bathroom and started squeezing a pimple on my chin when a female voice in the hall said, "Stop picking your zits." It was loud enough and sounded real enough, and at the time I thought it was my sister, so I laughed and told her to F off. And asked what she was doing for dinner. No answer. I stepped my head out into the hall. No one there. I searched the house top to bottom, and there was no one home. I sat on the front porch until someone got home because I didn't want to be in there alone. That's some spooky stuff right there. One time, okay, I have a story real quick. One time we were watching some little kids, like a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And their parents brought them over to our house because they had just found out that one of their fathers had passed away. And so they were like bringing him over so they could go try to figure out everything that what they were going to do. And I was holding the little girl who was 2 years old, and she was sitting in my lap, but she was facing me, and she looked back behind me towards the front door, where the front door was, and like she said whatever she called him. I don't remember if she called him like Papa or whatever. But she like looked over there and was like, said whatever she said, and he had just died. And like, it freaked me out. I literally was like, I handed her off because I was like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
I've never really had anything spooky happen to me besides that though.
I had one time in my childhood bedroom.
I remember this.
I had an iHome that I had gotten for Christmas, and it just was in my bedroom, like an iHome is, and it was plugged in and everything, and it had batteries in it, because it could be plugged in, but it could also be portable with just batteries. And I was sleeping one night, and suddenly, it just started, I don't think, it wasn't playing music, it was just
lighting up. Well, and it was like lighting up.
Yeah.
It was like one of the ones that like lit up different colors, and it started lighting up different colors.
Yeah, it was doing a lot of stuff. And so I got up and I was like, well, that's annoying. And I unplugged it because I didn't know it had batteries in it. So I unplugged it. And then I was like, surely it'll stop. So I went back to bed and it kept going. And then I got up and took the batteries out of it. And it didn't stop either. So I don't know what that was, but it was terrifying. It didn't stop. I don't remember how I finally got it to stop, but I was so scared.
There was stuff like that happened when because after she moved out, I moved my room to that room because it was bigger. And also we just kind of shared a room for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But there was stuff that happened in there whenever it was my room. Like, things I knew that I put somewhere and then, like, they wouldn't be there whenever I went to, like, go get them. And it was just... And a lot of stuff happened, like, that kind of thing, too. Like, where things would be just come unplugged, and I didn't know how they came unplugged. And, like, person in our old house did not like electronics.
Yeah. Also, in the house I lived in when I was at college, every time I would take a nap, and this might be stupid, but I'm certain that it was a ghost. Every time I would take a nap, only a nap, not like a nighttime sleep, only a nap, I would feel something do this on the edge of my bed, and I would wake up every single time. Every single time.
You weren't supposed to take naps.
Yeah, it was
Ghosts
terrifying too. And every time I would just be, I mean, like, not terrified, but just so annoyed because I was like, why did I even take a nap? I should have known this was going to happen.
That's funny.
But those are our spooky stories for today. We're going to stop so that we have more spooky stories to tell in the future.
Also, so we don't scare ourselves too much.
Yeah. So, remember to like.
Remember to comment.
And remember to subscribe. And please comment down below any scary stories you have. We will say that in another video. But I think this is something that we could have a lot of fun with because we do like spooky stories. We like we like murder stories. So if you have any of those that are interesting, we haven't listened to My Favorite Murder for a while because we got real spooked one time. But if you have anything you'd like for us to do, spooky wise, let us know because we'd love to have some
spook.
Yes, yeah. So thank you for watching this video about scary things.